What's up, everyone? It's me, your favorite nerd, and today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do something that I've really wanted to do for a long time. I've been really excited about doing this lyrics review and analysis of the acclaimed 2006. Is it 2006? The acclaimed um, the acclaimed 2006. That's right. I remembered Red Hot Chili Peppers album, Stadium Arcadium, and of course, to be with the flow and just to kind of get things in order, I wanted to start first by reviewing the first track on the album, number one, Dani California. Now, this is a song that's got a lot of deep twists and meaning to it, and I guess I'll start off by saying that Anthony Kiedis is a complex guy, and it's not easy to decipher and deconstruct his lyrics because he's really extremely deep, and I admire that about him. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna give it a try. So anyway, with the introductions forth, I figured I'd just go ahead and give the whole track a listen. I'm gonna speed the track up though a little bit because I don't want you to have to because you're gonna listen with me, but I just figured it's not that I don't want to destroy the integrity of the song or whatever, but I just thought it would be faster if I just if I started the song faster. So so just gonna take a listen first, and then we'll talk about the content of the song.
Papa was a copper and the mama was a hippie. In Alabama, she was bringing hammer. Price you gotta pay when you break the panorama. She never knew that there was anything more than gold. What in the world does your company play me for? Black bandana, sweet Louisiana.
what a wham banger. First track on the album, straight in from the beginning, and they just hit you with it, and they get it, and it hits hard. I'm gonna pull up the lyrics. Not that I don't know them by heart, but it just helps to have a note. I have some notes on, I think the lyrics that I pulled up are wrong, and we'll get to that later. But okay. So first off, we have she's getting born in the state of Mississippi. That's like kind of Mississippi. It's how do you spell that? It's a state located in the deep south region of the United States, and it's the 32nd largest and 34th most So it's a state in the south. So she's Anthony Kiedis is, just for reference, is painting the story of this girl, and there's an ominous thing about it, but it'll get into that as the lyrics get deeper. So she's born in the state of Mississippi, which is in the south. Her papa was a copper, and her mama was a hippie. So straight away, he's painting a picture of this girl. She's from the south. She's got this conflicting her parents couldn't be from any two different backgrounds, more they're cops and hippies just don't get along. We all know that they don't get along, and so in Alabama she would swing a hammer, price you gotta pay when you break the panorama, which ostensibly she's breaking into some. She's split life wide open, and so maybe she has to she's fucked up and she's got to do some community service. So this is a hard life, which is only emphasized by the next line. She never knew that there was anything more than poor. So really just driving the point home here. But then he says, "What in the world does your company take me for?" Which is saying, well, I would never ever get hired because everyone knows that I'm poor, and that's very empathetic. That's very empathetic to the plight of the poor in America. Black bandana, sweet Louisiana, robbing on a bank in the state of Indiana, which is what you do there. She's a runner, rebel, and a stunner, on her merry way, saying, "Baby, what you gonna?" That line hit me in particular because "Baby, what you gonna" is a very well-known catchphrase of the poor. I always hear people saying, "Baby, what you gonna?" And then to finish off the first verse, he says, "Looking down the barrel of a hot metal 45, just another way to survive." So the only way that she can really feel alive, this girl, is to look down the barrel of a gun. So she has this very hard life. And then he goes into the chorus, "California, rest in peace, simultaneous release. California, show your teeth. She's my priestess, I'm your priest. Yeah, yeah, yeah." So the line, this part of the chorus is interesting to me because now he's revealing that this girl is dead, but she's also named California, but she's also named Dani, who's the same girl. But we don't know that because he hasn't said Dani California yet. But the same, but he will later. But I'll get to that later. But he wrote other songs maybe about the same girl. But he says, "California, show your teeth," which is kind of a way of saying smile, which is weird because she's dead, so we don't know what kind of relationship he really has with this girl, if she's dead or maybe a part of her died and he's telling her to smile. She's his priestess and he's her priest, and so they're in this religious relationship together. It's like a religion. So I'll just move on now to the next verse. She's a lover, baby, and a fighter. Here it says, in the lyrics that I'm reading, it says, "Should have seen it coming when I got a little brighter," but I always thought that it said, "Should have seen the coma when it got a little brighter," because that just really paints the picture that you know, like something terrible happened to her, like she maybe like got in a coma from like getting shot in the face by looking down the barrel of a gun or something. It's like very mysterious. And then here he says, with a name like Dani California, a day was gonna come when I was gonna mourn ya. So because her name is Dani California, he knows that she's going to die, and that's very sad. And also that this is the part where I say that Dani California is that's the girl that he mentions in another song. By the way, Dani's the girl who's singing songs to him beneath the marquee. So this song is kind of like his homage to her. We don't really know like who she was or what happened to her. A little loaded, she was stealing another breath. I love my baby to death. So maybe she's getting high and he feels responsible for her death. And then the chorus repeats, and then he says, who knew the other side of you? Who knew that others died to prove? Too true to say goodbye to you. Too true to say. And this part is extremely nuanced because, you know, we know that she's like this mysterious girl, but he's too true to say goodbye. He can't accept her death, and maybe that's why he refers to her in the present tense throughout the song, even though like acknowledging the fact that she's dead. There's like a big like triple whammy in the next verse, also the last verse where he says, push the fader, gifted animator. Another stunning detail that we didn't know about this girl is that she is an animator, and she is like really gifted, but obviously like because she was like so destitute and grew up in this poor impoverished rural cop and hippie state, that she never had the opportunity to pursue her dreams of animating. 1 for the now and 11 for the later, just taken a whole bunch of drugs or numbers, and she never made it up to Minnesota. North Dakota man wasn't gunning for the quota. I don't know what that means, but there's a lot of locations. So this song takes place all over the U.S. or like kind of in the South, and then she's California, which is interesting. Down in the Badlands, she was saving the best for last. It only hurts when I laugh, gone too fast. Just really like evokes this deep feeling of like loss and mourning. And then the chorus repeats, California, rest in peace. I don't know, this track to me, it really speaks so like deeply and honestly to like the feeling of losing like your like priestess, like your poor friend, and not knowing what to do. And I don't know, it's just I've listened to this album so many times. I've listened to the song so many times, and I've thought so much about like what these lyrics meant, and I just like I don't know, I'm using lots of words to describe how I feel about it, but like, you know, words, when it comes down to it, words just really can't like describe. So this whole video is like basically like pointless, but I wanted to try and yeah. So that's it. That's my review and lyrics analysis of Dani California from the album Stadium Arcadium by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And if you have any thoughts about the song, further analyses, questions, comments, answers, angers, and maybe laughs, or if you feel deeply, give a like, give a subscribe, do a comment. If you got a comment, say something. And I'm going to be doing a whole series on this, hopefully, of every single song on this double album, this 28-track double album. So this is just the first. and I hope to see you tune again next time. And so, have a good day.